I love cake.
Throw it again. Four-man pressure. Hurts going deep for the end zone. Devontae Smith has got it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Tua out to Hill. Goes nowhere, ball's loose. It is loose and picked up and lateral. Brian Cook. Touchdown. Kansas City.
Wow, what a weekend of football we had last weekend. Week 9 was 4 heavyweight fights. There was the Seattle and Baltimore game. That was an early round knockout. Kansas City, Miami game was another heavyweight fight that went right down to the wire, a judge's decision. And then Dallas and Philadelphia, a classic football game. That game went down to the very end, and Dallas was knocked out on the 4-yard line after missing by inches, and then they went plop face down on the mat at the 4-yard line. And then the Buffalo-Cincinnati game, that was a late round decision to Cincinnati, quite a week. Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics channel, bringing you the Picks to Post show. And we see already we have the NFL Picks to Post standings. I said last week some of our positions would probably change, and they indeed have. Congratulations to, let's see, Mike was 10-4, Harris was 10-4, and Dan was 10-4. But we see on the Picks to Post that positions have changed, or if you could put that back up there. Dan's still in the lead at 64%. Michael, you're at second place, 63%. Harris, who can't be with us tonight, is at 62. I fell to 61. Keith at 60. Tim, 60. Rob, close to 60. And Matt, friend of the channel, is at
58. Yeah, you can say it. 58.
Yeah, that's over 500.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We're joined by Tim Gillis. Check out his channel. Tim does a lot of Stratomatic baseball on his channel. Rob Kinsler is our next guest, and Rob has got a channel that's doing Squared Circle Wrestling right now.
Yeah, Square Circle Wrestling mostly. And I'm doing a little more, boxing too. So.
Okay, and then we are also joined by Michael Peterson, wearing his Texas Rangers champions cap.
Congrats.
Congrats to the Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, least watched World Series in history. Woohoo!
Well, they are quite a story. Here we go.
Yeah.
First game. We've got the Carolina Panthers. They are 1-7. It's going to be 48 degrees in Chicago. And Chicago is 2-7. Tim, who's going to win that game?
Time to see if Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit can turn chicken into chicken salad for this game. They'll probably have to lean heavily on a lot of history, which thankfully the Bears have a lot of. If it wasn't for the 3 interceptions, the Bears possibly could have won that game. Carolina's coming off, they had a bye week, I believe. But I think the Bears, I want to say they found their quarterback, but it seems like the team has a lot more confidence in this guy than they do with Fields. So I'll take the Bears to win in a very sloppy game. Well done, Maury. Well done.
Rob?
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I went with the Panthers last week, and they really, really bit me. And I'm with you. I think the Bears are better off with this kid quarterbacking. He's got a good arm. they're still sacking him too much, but what can you do about that other than try to run away from it or throw the ball quicker? I like the Bears in this ball game, 27-25. I actually think there's going to be some scoring done in this game. Keith likes the Bears.
Michael?
Oh, here we go. The start of another week of, can I say this word? Crap. Can you imagine if you have Amazon Prime right now and you're expecting these wonderful, great football games this season, and what do they give you? Crap. Crap game number one. The Bears and the Panthers. That first round pick, he's all right. The Bears, they're not that good. I probably will watch a little of it, if not any of it. But why, oh, why? I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to go with the Panthers and see what happens.
Carolina has not been able to get a run game going so far this year, but Bryce Young is kind of getting settled in a little bit better. Beat the other draft pick 2 weeks ago, C.J. Stroud, who is definitely settled in. Adam Thielen's having a great year, wide receiver. I didn't know he had that much left in him, 610 yards. And Brian Burns is playing well on defense. I can't pick Carolina, though, in this game. I think Chicago is going to get this. Secret Bajan man, I think, is still starting. Fields was limited in practice. So I don't think he's quite ready.
I think the Breeders' Cup was better.
And Chicago was outrushed by New Orleans last week, 2-1. But the passing was about even if you take away the 3 interceptions. And also the penalty problems. The Bears had 8 penalties and New Orleans just 1. So I think they have a decent coach. They might clean that up, and I'm going to pick the Bears to win.
Go Bears.
The next game is the
Tim, did you go Bears?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah, everybody's on the Bears.
I am on the first island of relevancy.
All right, next game is the Colts, and the Indianapolis Colts are 4-5. The NFL weather report didn't have the weather up in time for me to see what that's going to be in New England, but New England comes into the game at 2-7.
But that's why it's such a hard call to make for the official.
Taylor back in, 2nd down 8. Minshew, Taylor, Nelson a block, Fries a block, he'll corkscrew, in for the touchdown. What a play with blocking ahead.
Kevin Harlan on the call there. I love that guy.
The most exciting announcer.
Yeah, they played in Germany this week, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This game will be the early game, 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 if you're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Rob, you're first.
Yep.
Man, I'll tell you what. If this was indoors, I'd have to lean way over to the Colts. But being outside,
it's going to be outside.
Being a chance it could rain a little bit. I don't know. I something just tells me I like. They agree with me. I like the Patriots in this ball game. 24-21. Keith's going to Colts.
Michael?
What did Harris go for the first game, by the way?
I don't have his picks yet.
We don't have Harris's pick.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Michael.
If this game is outside, I didn't even realize that.
It's outside. They've got something like an umbrella, so if it rains, it won't matter. But it's not
like Seattle does. Oh, okay. Because I watched the Dolphin game in Germany. It was pretty good. That German, the best part, well, the game itself was good, but the German singer was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was the German national anthem. Belichick, I think we're coming down, as they say, we're coming down the home stretch towards the end of his career. Mac Jones, boy, has he been a failure. And I got to go back with Minshew Kazunai. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts. That's right. Give me those Colts.
All right. I had a neighbor. There were lots of Chiefs fans that went to Germany last week. And I had a neighbor try to get tickets. Do you know what the waiting list was for that game?
No.
Like a couple 100,000.
1.4 million people wanted tickets to that game. Yeah, so they opened up
prices for that game, I can imagine.
They opened up the theaters and played the game in the theaters around there so people could still see the game that way. But yeah, in fact, when I asked my neighbor who tried to get tickets,
free.
He thought, well, maybe some bots were like loading, the computer system or something. But actually, I read later somewhere else that that's a true count. There was 1.4 million ticket requests.
Why would they want to go see?
No, I'm talking about last week's game, Miami.
Okay, yeah. This one, you'll probably go see a scout, but hey, $20 for a ticket.
They'll probably be interested. Those fans were loud, and the Chiefs had nothing but good things to say about the accommodations.
Oh, I know that, but still, I can see a scalper. Hey, you want to see Tom Brady? $20 a ticket.
Not Tom Brady. Oh, I'm trying to fool them. Jeez. Those are euros, by the way. Anyway, go ahead.
20 euros. That's right.
The Indianapolis Colts are missing 2 offensive linemen. They've been missing Braden Smith and another offensive line, but I hadn't heard them. They only allowed 1 sack last week. Steichen is, of course, the former Eagles OC, and he's got the offense rated number 7. Defense is not rated very high. The offense is going well. They got the running game going, as we saw Jonathan Taylor on the highlights. Last 2 weeks, Jonathan Taylor has been a factor for them, and he teams up with Zach Moss. Kenny Moore, the D-back, had the game of his life. He had 2 pick sixes in the game last week.
Yeah.
The New England Patriots, this is the worst start in New England history since 2000. And every week they're asking Belichick, and I don't know why they asked this question, are you going to be fired this week? I mean, this is totally out of his control, isn't it? And of course, he deadpans the answer. That's something I'm not in control about. But that actually came from a story in the Boston Globe talking about the story behind that. And it might be a possibility that he's going to be fired if they don't win this game. The offensive line, I think their O-line is better than last year. They've only given up 16 sacks. But they don't have any healthy wide receivers. Nobody's got 30 or more catches. And they don't have Matthew Judon. He's a big piece of their defense is injured as well. So I don't think there's not enough left in the cupboard for the Patriots to beat the Colts. I'm picking the Colts.
Do you think I have sympathy for Bill right now? No.
So I wonder if Bill's words will be turned against him because when he got rid of Bernie Kosar, they said he had diminishing physical skills.
He'll be the new coach of the Giants next week.
Yeah. So, the issue I have is, Stevenson had a good game, and they still lost to the Commanders. Yeah, Minshew's a little better than Howell, I think, and I think that maybe the Colts defense will hold up enough to give the Colts a win.
I got you down for
Colts.
Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game is the Houston Texans at the Cincinnati Bengals. Houston is 4-4. It's supposed to be 52 degrees in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is coming into the game on a roll. They are 5-3.
It's good research by you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not Elvis.
Sorry.
Like horses.
Oh, yeah, horses. My bad.
Stroud makes the connection with Brown, straddling the sideline. Does he have the angle? He does. Touchdown.
Houston won last week.
10 yards. From the 22. Slant punt. Kincaid again. Loses the ball. And it's picked up. Nick Scott hit him, knocked it out, and recovered.
So did Cincinnati. Michael, you're first.
Yeah, with Joe Burrow having a decent game, but that C.J. Stroud, holy crow, he just kept vinging, came from behind, won that game. It's not a divisional game, too bad. But you know what? Cincinnati's got more firepower. They got better receivers. You know, Chase will probably score a couple of times. I want to see him do a couple of good dances. I don't know if Cincinnati's defense is going to find a way to hold them, but it's a home game, and it's going to be chilly for the Houston fans, and they got to learn to win, but not today. Cincinnati in an easy one.
Okay. C.J. Stroud threw for 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's got targets. Nico Collins, Tank Farmer and Adele, and the tight end Schultz. They got 3 really good targets there. Defense is middle of the road for Houston. They're 15th. Let's see. Cincinnati is looking like the Cincinnati we are familiar with the last 2 years. Burrow is completely healthy. He's got his. They are a balanced team. They got Mixon the last 2 weeks, piling up some yards. And last week, they incorporated 2 tight ends. Smith and Drew Sample had big days. And we know about their wide receivers. On defense, Logan Wilson and Taylor Britt both have 3 interceptions, and Hendricks is having an all-pro year, 8 sacks, 8 TFLs. I think, like you said, Michael, Cincinnati's got a little too much for Houston. I think it could be a good game, but I'm picking Cincinnati.
Yeah, that passing yardage for Stroud is a NFL rookie record. And also this
game more yards than the Giants will have all year in passing in one game.
Possibly. Also, the result was another scoregami, which is, for those that don't know, that was a scoregami, first time ever result.
That's
we
3
call
weeks
that a
in a row.
scoregami. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row we've had one. Yeah, essentially Dell came out of nowhere. Also come out of nowhere, Noah Brown. Nice to see you're still in the NFL, you former Buckeye that flamed out in Dallas. I guess you just had to go up to Houston and go find you a new team. Yeah, it's a nice story. CJ, nice job. I just don't think that they have. I agree with both Brian and Michael. They don't have enough firepower to hang with the Bengals right now. Give it another year, this will probably be a closer game. I'll take the Bengals by 13.
Rob?
Yeah, I like the Bengals here. They got too much firepower. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, 33-24. I like them by 9. And Keith likes the Bengals.
We are all on Cincinnati. Go Bengals, go.
Disco fever.
Next game are the New Orleans Saints. They're 5-4. They are going to Minnesota. They're also 5-4. That game is in a dome. Who's first?
You are.
Okay, I am first. Okay. Do you want to go to the emergency part? Anytime the New Orleans Saints get Taysom Hill involved, I'm always interested. I think he's a good player. Last week he had 11 runs, 4 catches, and a pass. I think that was a touchdown pass as well. And we talked about last week how Olave has been kind of missing, and we kind of thought Olave was going to get some work, and he did get 6 passes for 46 yards. I think he got a touchdown as well. Carr needed that bye week, or I don't know if it was a full bye week or a mini bye, but he needed that week to get in sync with his receivers, which he has, and the running game's going. And suddenly, New Orleans defense has moved from the low 20s to 15th in the NFL. So they're becoming. They already have a defense. They're becoming a force. And then what a game with the Vikings last week, and Josh Dobbs. Did you see that clip where they put him in, and the offensive linemen all gathered around him just to hear what his cadence sounds like, because he did not even get any work in practice.
Huh.
They were actually calling plays into his helmet, while he was in the huddle and doing diagrams of what the receivers are going to be doing. That guy's smart. He has to be smart to do it.
Yeah.
And they said he's starting next week.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson is unlikely to start. Good game. I'm picking New Orleans. Tim?
Yeah, this could almost be the decide or die special here. I mean, you got Dobbs, who just, granted he gets some talent around him, he could possibly win. Then you get the Saints, who are Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. Wow. Give me the. I'll take the Vikings riding a high, and they're at home, so I'll take the Vikings to win.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, they're coming off 2 in a row, and they've been on the road. Looked pretty smooth there. Lost their quarterback. Didn't lose. I mean, really. I mean, they hadn't lost a step yet.
They have a couple. They have a good couple of receivers, but man, Joshua Dobbs, he is right now the one that people are talking about. He's been with 5 teams this year. Count them, 5. He probably almost been complete one division the way he's going. The way he runs, I love what he does. And you want to know what I was thinking when he came on and he went to the huddle? All the offensive linemen, hi, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? He probably didn't even know any of these guys. He didn't probably know them by name. But by the end of the game, they knew who he was. And that's why the Vikings are going to win. Plus, they're home. Give me the Vikings.
That's what he said. His main task next week is to learn everybody's name. Now, quarterback will follow.
Dobbs has it. He's throwing and held on to Madison for the touchdown Vikings. The go-to guy along with Jordan Addison in this game. Trying to throw quick. Dobbs is going to try and outrun the defender, and he gets another first down. Dobbs has a touchdown for the Vikings. He kept it himself.
See him run each other down. See him plow each other through there. That was hysterical. Watching that game on the red zone with this was freaking funny.
The red zone, I think, is going to be free in certain areas this week. It was
free for us this past week.
Yeah.
So they might be tiering it to certain cable systems.
I watch it free every week.
Next game is the Green Bay Packers. They are 3-5. It's supposed to be 48 degrees in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers are 5-3. Let me see. Both teams.
10.
Yeah, or go ahead. You finish your thought.
Yeah, Tim's first. Pittsburgh won last week.
3rd and 5.
Yeah, both of them did. Both teams did.
Levis gets what else is new? Another flag. Down he goes. Watt knocks him down, but you got Tennessee at its own 40-yard line. Levis, pressure, sack at the 36-yard line. Alex Highsmith. Levis steps up, fires, and it's picked off. Quan Alexander cements it.
Defense making a difference for Pittsburgh big time. And then Green Bay also
make it 6. It's Jones. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Aaron Jones is getting settled back into the Green Bay offense. Okay, Tim, you're first.
Well, this game being in Pittsburgh, let's see how. I don't think they're quite at the time where they're playing at now Acrisure Field to chew up the turf like they do for all the high school games. Jordan Love didn't exactly show me a heck of a lot last week against the Rams, but somehow Tomlin's got this team right where they need to be. I mean, they're second in the division, fighting for, God forbid, playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah, exactly, Jim Mora. Yeah, I'll take the Steelers this game.
Rob?
Yeah, I can't believe I went against them last week. And I thought Will Levis was going to come out and play better than they did. And they shut him down pretty much. He didn't do a lot. And this kid, Love, I don't think he's as good as Levis. I think he's got less to work with. Yeah, there's no way I'm taking the Packers on the road right here in this spot. Steelers favor, 3-4 points? 19-12. Ugly game. I'll take the Steelers. Keith takes the Steelers.
Rob, where's your ugly and clean sign?
Oh, I got it back in the other room. I can bring it.
No, it's all right. No, next week maybe.
We need it for that one.
Michael?
Oh, Kenny Pickett. He's coming around a little bit. You're right. The Steelers defense is coming through with TJ. And stop making those commercials with the hot dog and stop tackling the hot dog, and he'll be better off. But you know what? For some reason, I can see Green Bay running the ball well, and I could see Jordan Love surprising a lot of people. I know Green Bay's not the greatest team in the world, but they're the Steeler fans, especially if they don't get off to a good start, they're going to be all over Pickett, and they're going to go after their backup. I forget who it is. Who's their backup?
Trubisky.
Trubisky. That's right.
Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah.
Trubisky. If he don't get off, if Pickett don't get off to a good start, they're gonna be crying for the ski. Tomlin's gonna have his head off. I don't know what sweatshirt he's gonna wear. Hopefully, he's not gonna lose any more hair. But you know what? It's upset time. Green Bay to the winner's circle.
Got you down for Green Bay. I've been talking about Tom Grassi and Pat Cass in Green Bay. Kind of a fun thing happened to him. I think it was yesterday. Got a phone call from the organization. They picked him as their fan of the year for that contest that they do every year in the NFL. Green Bay last week beat a team that basically did not have a quarterback. They beat the Rams. Brett Rypien from Boise State was a starter. He was totally lost. In fact, Brett Rypien just got waived today by the Rams, and they signed Wentz to be the quarterback.
Oh, they did cut him.
Carson Wentz finally got signed.
Yeah.
Finally, until Stafford gets back. Jordan Love, I'm kind of thinking him more like Jordan-like. I might refer to him as Jordan-like from now on. This has been so-so with him. 60%, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. They are incorporating Aaron Jones more, and their defense is still ranked 10th. But I kind of like them, the Steelers. Yeah, Pickett's got problems usually the first 3 quarters of the game, and then he comes on in the fourth quarter. He's already kind of gaining a reputation of leading fourth quarter comebacks. Matt Canada, people have been calling for him to be fired, the OC at Pittsburgh. He changed it up last week and called the plays from the sideline, which he's never done in his career. Maybe that helped him. Najee Harris looked great last week, much better than he has previously this year. And teaming with Jaylen Warren, they're starting to put together a running game. And I've been talking for years about the Steelers need to improve their offensive line. I think they have. Now that Broderick Jones is starting, they're not giving up a lot of sacks anymore. And Jones, in the 2 games he's played, he's a huge human being and very athletic. He is stopping people, and I think he's helping that offensive line immensely. I'm picking the Steelers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm on another island by myself again. Where are those?
And now we got the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is 3-5. It's going to be a hot one in Tampa Bay, 84 degrees Sunday. Tampa Bay is also 3-5. I think this is Rob's turn.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I don't like neither one way that these 2 teams are going right now. Tampa's a home team. 27-24. I'll take them. Squeak by. Keith likes Tampa.
Michael?
Baker Mayfield against Will Levis, huh? I don't know. The Buccaneers, they flip-flop. Even my nephew says to me, they flip-flop. One week they look wonderful. They're world beaters. Next week, they can't even run the ball 2 yards. It's a tough call. Tennessee, I think, is finally starting to show improvement. Levis might start looking
He's
better.
QB1 for the rest of the season.
Is he going to be the rest of the year?
He's starting for the rest of the season, yeah.
Oh, gee. Oh, well. You know what? I'll go with T. Tampa Bay Bucks. T. Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, they named Will Levis as the start of the remainder of the season if Vrabel's still the coach of Tennessee through the rest of the season. One of those Boston Globe mentions in that article about Belichick, the conversation is, if Belichick gets fired after this week, if he loses, then you might be looking, when they come, I think in 2 weeks they have their bye week, they might be hiring the DC as the head coach. Mayo is his name. Or they may work out a trade to try to get Vrabel to be the coach. The writer who's writing this in the Boston Globe claims to know some people close to the organizations. I mean, he's just not speaking out of his butt. So we'll see what goes down. Now, which quarterback is going to play well? Tampa Bay's pass defense ranked 31st in the NFL. So I'm kind of betting on Will Levis having a bounce-back week. I think he might. And the thing that Will Levis has given Tennessee's offense is a lot more balance. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tannehill played 3 times as much, and he's got like 6 interceptions. And Levis is throwing the ball around the field more than Tannehill was. Treylon Burks may not play. He's in concussion protocol, so he might be without one of his receivers. Tennessee's secondary also needs to improve, and Baker Mayfield may have a day because of that. I have picked Tennessee in this game.
I'm back on the island. I might as well just stay there.
Oh, we haven't heard from Tim.
No, Michael, if you pick Tampa Bay, I will go with Tampa Bay as well. Rob picked Tampa Bay as well.
Yeah, I'm on the.
Oh, you're on the.
I'm on the island.
Yeah,
you're on the island. You're taking my place. That's good.
Tim, so Tim's got the Buccaneers.
I got the Buccaneers.
You're going to be a Buccaneer, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
My nephew will be very happy.
Yeah.
All right, some time off. We got the San Francisco 49ers coming back. They are 5-3, going to Jacksonville, 72 degrees with a 26% chance to rain. Jacksonville is 6-2. This is a big game, probably the game of the week in my mind.
Maybe.
Mike.
Maybe, yes, I know. I can imagine what the Jaguar fans are thinking when they're hearing all the rumors that when and if the No Fun League decides to bring a team overseas to Europe, it's going to be Jacksonville that's going to be the team that goes because of Shaw. And I'm just worried that Tony will go with him and take away take away AEW from me. I don't know. It's going to be it's a good game. San Francisco has an advantage because they usually do well from the bye week. And maybe Brock Purdy has come down to earth a little bit. So Trevor Lawrence is still hot. Jacksonville's still hot. They're playing in Jacksonville. And it's that West Coast, East Coast thing. You know how I feel about those games. But I think the 49ers, you're giving them extra time to work. Give me the 49ers. I think that's going to work for them.
Okay, Nick Bosa's been quiet for a few weeks. Maybe he's had time to heal up and do something.
Yeah, he didn't get Taylor. That's probably part of his problem.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
They do have Chase Young. We'll see how he blends in. He has some time to work in with the defense. I'll be interested to see how he plays. Their offense is rated 4. The defense is rated 4 also. Well, in my mind, I don't think they have been as physical as they were last year. Last year, I noted that every team that played them, I think except for one, lost the next week after the beating they got from playing the 49ers. I don't think that's happening this year. And the 49ers secondary has not played as well as their secondary last year. Jacksonville picked up a offensive guard, Ezra Cleveland, from Minnesota. They, like Cincinnati, they're hot. They won 5 games in a row. They got 3 great wide receivers in Kirk, Ridley, and Ingram. And I kind of think between the Josh Allens of the NFL, the one that plays with Jacksonville is going to be a bigger star at the end of the year than the one that plays in Buffalo. He's having a spectacular year, 9 sacks, 9 TFLs, and 16 quarterback hits. But with all that being said, because of the bye, I'm really
both of them's coming off a bye though. Both of them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the
I
travel
still
thing.
worry about Shaw.
To me, this is like a decider game thing, but I think we're going to get a highly motivated San Francisco. They've got to get this win. They're 5-3. I'm picking San Francisco. Tim?
Yeah, the desperation factor to me, and plus they're probably the 49ers are probably already there, so I don't think the west to east is going to make that big a difference. Expect Young to maybe instill a little bit more life into the defense to maybe bring up the physical meter a little bit. Also, Deebo Samuel is back to practicing, so hopefully he'll play and give Purdy that weapon that he so desperately needs. I'll go with the 49ers in this one. 4-point game.
Rob?
I had to kind of think about this in a little bit because I'll tell you what, the Jags, they're playing almost as good as anybody right now. And they're protecting their quarterback better than I thought they could. And their defense is really playing good. But boy, oh boy, the 49ers, if there ever was, we got to scratch in the dirt and just grab one and take it from somebody, this is it. 49ers favoring this game. I don't understand why, really, but I'm going to pick them to win 31-30. I think it's going to be a little bit higher score than most people think. I'll take the 49ers. Keith takes the 49ers.
So we were all on San Francisco.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it was almost like a decider die game for me.
It was close.
Wow.
1-point game. So generally 1-point games are decided last minute or sometime last play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game is the
Ravens and the Browns.
Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is 5-3. It's going to be 53 degrees in Baltimore. And I said San Francisco, Jacksonville is the game of the week. This is also up there. Cleveland at Baltimore.
Kevin Stefanski now wondering if his offense can finally get some points. Watson sidesteps, puts his back into it. Wide open, it's Cooper. Cooper still going. Home run pass as Watson passes his first test.
Now Baltimore also
Still only lost 3 points out of that. As Edwards makes a nice cut. Good wiggle. And still on his feet. With a stiff arm and still going. Oh, what a run by Gus Edwards.
That was the angry run of the week on Good Morning Football, which beat out Isaiah Pacheco's run.
Yeah, it was better.
Whose
mess is this?
I think I went last, so I think it's Brian's turn.
Oh, good.
Okay. Cleveland Browns just shut out the Arizona Cardinals, so their defense is back up to number 3. They fell to about 8 or 9 or something, but after they gave up some points, I think, to the Colts. But now they're back to number 3. Garrett's got 9.5 sacks with 18 quarterback hits. He's still terrorizing. And I noticed that last week they rested Amari Cooper in practice and listed him as rest for rest. I think it paid off. He had a big day last week for Cleveland. Offensive lineman Jedrick Willis, is he a starter, Tim? He goes.
Yes, Jedrick Willis is a starter. Yes.
Yeah, he goes to IR, so he'll be out.
They had him in an air cast. That was not good.
Yeah, they're still not run blocking too well. They only got about 2.3 yards per rush last week. They're going to need that running game when they play Baltimore, because Baltimore's game with Gustavus Edwards is working. He is getting the job done. He has over 400 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson has over 400 yards rushing. This is a very balanced team. They can throw the ball. Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. Beckham is OBJ has kind of disappeared, but not Mark Andrews and Flowers. Baltimore's on a 4-game win streak. I think they're going to be on a 5-game win streak. I'm picking Baltimore.
Yeah, with that's the second or third offensive lineman that's out for the year for the Browns. They lost Jack Conklin as well. So, I mean, you got 2 second-string starters. Yeah, I read last week that they're like you'll get the second and short, and they need to get a yard and they lose 2. It's like at the most inopportune times, like it happens. The Cardinals are just trash. They're not going to hold the Ravens to 62 yards. It'll be a little closer because they at least have an experienced quarterback. They're not starting a rookie this time. But I still think the Ravens win this game.
Rob?
Yeah, 5.5 is what it was Sunday morning. I don't know what it is now, but I think the Ravens going to cover us. I like it 26-20 in this ball game. Keith takes the Ravens.
I see the Ravens by 6, so it's not moved that much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Michael?
I think they win by 6.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Hello? Yeah, Pete. Yeah, what happened, man? Your Seahawks, would you leave them in Seattle? They missed their plane last week? Oh, my God. Yeah, the defense couldn't tackle anybody. Even OBJ caught a touchdown. Man, oh, man. Oh, I got another call. Hello? Boyney. Yeah, Boyney, listen. I know you're not going to be in Baltimore this week to watch your Browns. And, Lamar Jackson's coming back, and the Groper's going to be there, so it could be a passing, slinging-a-thon as long as he doesn't look for women. You're not going to be there so that Baltimore can run all over the defense. Miles is going to have to find a way to fix his hair. All right, I'll talk to you later, Boyney. Yeah, bye. Well, you know what I'm thinking. There's one big difference, and Brian, you kind of said that. It's Gus Edwards versus the lack of Nick Chubb. Okay? That's a big, big difference. Cleveland has to find a way, even though the Groper can grope and whatever, looking for chicks. Give me the Ravens. They're the hot team right now.
We are all on Baltimore, and I forgot about Baltimore embarrassed Seattle last week, but they also embarrassed Detroit 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
Yeah. They outscored those 2 teams.
Pete, he left his team at the airport. Oh my God! It was
look like the Ravens play about 12 home games every year. Look like every week they play at home.
I know.
They outscored 2 good teams 70-something to 9 over the last 2 weeks. So Cleveland's defense is going to have to look like this.
Yeah, without Brady the Elf. I know, man.
Spank it.
Yeah.
All right, next game, we got a bird fight coming up. The Atlanta Falcons and the Arizona Cardinals. Atlanta Falcons are 4-5. This is in a dome, so we're not concerned about the weather. Arizona is 1-8. Who's first on this one?
I think it's Tim.
I believe it's me. Even if Kyler Murray comes back, they're still garbage. I mean, their offensive line couldn't block anybody last week, and I don't care if you had freaking Fran Tarkenton back there. He couldn't escape that pressure. I'll take the Falcons. This will be the dirty measure on the dirty or clean game. But the Falcons win.
Rob?
Looks like every time a team gets a new coach, a new receiver, or a new quarterback, it looks like it kind of peps them up a little bit. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. I'm definitely not. But boy, oh boy, that I just don't see the Falcons traveling well. I don't. And for the most part, the Cardinals have played well this year. I mean, 10 games in this year, they've really, hell, they beat Dallas. I'm taking the Cardinals in this ballgame. I know the Falcons are favored. 27-23, I like the Cards.
So, Rob, you think it's going to be a bird fight after all?
Yeah, and then Keith says he'll take the Falcons. So I'll be on the island alone. I'll take it.
That little gift that Lori just put up with the bird fight, look how the other birds are.
They're even dressed up.
Yeah, they're interested spectators. They go overboard, and everybody wants to see what happened. That's pretty impressive to me. Michael?
You know, is Heineke starting?
No,
they're back to
they're back to Ritter again.
Yeah, Ritter.
Oh my God! You know, but Bijan Robinson, that's another key to this game. He's been off and on. He was on last week, but I have a feeling he'll be on again. But Arizona's home, okay? I don't know why. I know I think more than half the fans there are going to be Falcon Boys because they'll buy cheap tickets. They can get cheap tickets for the game. You know, the Cardinal fans. The Cardinal fans don't really care. They don't care, and even though they have a nice, wonderful stadium. Oh, by the way, is the hockey team still playing in Phoenix?
No, they're at Arizona State University still.
Right.
And what's that hold? What, 10,000?
5.
11-5.
5. Oh yeah, but
11-5.
You know what?
11-5.
11-5.
Okay.
You know what though? I don't like Ritter anyway. I don't like this quarterback Atlanta's got. I think he's going to get hurt. Heineke's going to come in, and the Cardinals are going to get pepped up, and all those dirty boy fans that are there. I'll take the Cardinals. Why not?
Yeah, plus, they played on a trash field. You got to remember that too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
No, I'm looking online. It says 5K for the capacity for Mullet Arena.
Oh, 5,000. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Rob,
they better go to Kansas City or Houston
took Atlanta.
or something.
You took Atlanta?
I took Arizona.
Yeah, Michael took Arizona. Gotcha.
Yeah, I took Arizona earlier. Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons are kind of like these teams that are discovering their tight ends. Last week, their tight ends had 159 yards receiving. Pitts and Jonnu Smith. Smith had 100 yards receiving. I like Bijan Robinson. He's still averaging 5 yards a carry. I have noticed, though, they don't use him much in the red zone. They usually go to Algiers when they're in the red zone. The other thing about the Falcons, if you look at their defense, there's not very many TFLs. That's kind of an indication their defense gets pushed around. But I don't think Arizona has kind of line that can push them around. Arizona's 29th on offense, 27 on defense. Kyler Murray return is scheduled. If there's no setbacks, we'll have to go with Toon, who was not ready, if he has a setback. And they're thin at running back in Arizona. So I'm picking Atlanta.
Okay.
All right, next game. We got the Detroit Lions coming off. Atlanta fans are excited for us. Well, Detroit Lions are going to LA to play the Los Angeles Rams. Detroit is 6-2. The Rams are 3-6.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah, have fun.
Man, I'll tell you what. Kid Herbert's looked good. He really has. He's thrown the ball.
Wrong LA team.
Wrong team. You got Michaelitis.
Oh, yeah, you got the Rams. You got the Rams up there.
They're supposed to be.
No, it's the Chargers, ain't it?
No.
I thought it was the Lions against the Chargers.
It is. It is
Or
Lions.
is it Chargers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, nuts. I'll be right back.
The Rams are on a bye week.
Please join Apba Brian as he looks around in his what do you call it?
The trail helmets.
His helmet. His mini helmets.
I was just looking at his thing where it's got the wood, you burn the wood.
That's a much more entertaining game. I don't know why I put Rams up there.
What's all right?
That is, yeah.
Herbert has played well the last 2 or 3 weeks. He really has. And he gives these guys a legit chance of beating the Lions. But I tell you what, the Lions to me have a better defensive line. They have a better defensive backfield. I think they can run the ball better, just a little bit better. Eckler's playing well. And right now, I'm not sure. I think I give the quarterback edge to the Chargers, believe it or not. I really do. Man, oh, man, I tell you what, it's a tough one to pick, but I'm taking the Lions here 33-24. I think they're a couple of scores better. Keith takes the Lions.
Come back to that. After San Diego's performance,
Los Angeles.
I know. The Los Angeles, they were really superchargers last night. Although, we move on. The Lions did they play last week?
No.
They had a bye.
They had a bye.
They had a bye-bye. That's right, because I almost lost because I didn't have my quarterback. Mr. Goff against Mr. Herbert. San Diego / Los Angeles, they were on a kind of a roll a little bit. Lions are playing well, and this is the time of year you have to watch them. Danny Campbell is going to watch them because it's getting towards Thanksgiving. And you know what happens around Thanksgiving time? Usually the Lions are usually like 2-7, 2-8. And then they play on Thanksgiving. And then they wake up and then they win 3 or 4 more games. And then they'll say, oh, yay, we finished under 500. We'll see you at the draft. Not this year. The Lions are going to find a way to get themselves moving and grooving, and they may make the playoffs. And I'm going to take the Lions, even though they got to travel out west, to win. That's right. Go Lions, go.
Where's the I guess we don't want to get copyrighted and use the MGM lion.
I didn't even think about that. I'm just...
Well, I think
that's the MGM lion, if you need to know.
Yeah, I think the Lions are going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to win the AFC North. They will be challenged by Minnesota.
NFC North.
Yeah, I can call them San Diego, Los Angeles, whatever.
Yeah. They are being challenged by Minnesota, and I think they are feeling that heat. The last time we saw the Lions, Montgomery was injured, and they played Jamar Gibbs, and he kind of had a coming-out party, 156 yards, 6-point average per carry, and 5 receptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown's got 665 yards receiving. Detroit is on top of it. When I watched the Chargers 2 weeks ago when they played in Kansas City, I kind of had an end zone view. We were about 13 or 14 rows up. We kind of see what the quarterback sees. And I'm telling you, Herbert was making the right decisions. He was getting severe pressure by the Chiefs. That was his problem. And we were covering their receivers. By the way, they're not going to have Palmer, one of their main guys. I think he went to IR. In fact,
Yes,
he had an ACL.
He went to IR, yes.
With an ACL.
Oh, then he's probably done for the season.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than IR. I don't see the Chargers sacking Jared Goff 8 times like they sacked Wilson last night 8 times. I don't see that happening because Detroit's offensive line is way better than that. I'm going to go with Detroit. Who did Keith have?
Rob?
Oh, Keith took the Lions.
Right, everybody's got.
You took the Lions.
Hold on.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm not going to take the Lions. I'm going to go with the team that's a little hot. Plus, Lions maybe having trouble to LA. I just go with the team that's on the roll. I'll take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but I have the wrong team lined up. I should have known better because I saw a little story from SoFi about the week coming up. So I should have known that.
You took it Lions, Brian.
Yeah, we took the Lions. So Tim is on the island.
Yeah.
Mike, who'd you take, Mike?
Yeah,
I took the Lions.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
All right, the next game we got is the New York Giants, 2-7. Going to Dallas, 5-3.
I know. I get to start this wonderful mess.
Mike, you first.
Danny's gone for the year. Big deal. And they're going to start against the Cowgirls. We are probably going to be the worst team. We might end up getting the #1 draft pick, and maybe we'll get that Williams kid from the soap opera area of La La Land. Oh, meanwhile, the only thing that's saving me is Saquon. And I hate to say this, we may get shut out again. I have to go with the Cowgirls because I gotta keep winning.
The dramatic stylings of Michael Pierce.
Yeah, you get that crap off of me. Yeah, give me Dallas because I gotta pick with my head, not with my heart.
Isn't our show on TV?
When I was in junior high school, I was raised by a single father. I came home from school one day, who was working 2 full-time jobs. And I came home from school one day, and I opened up the refrigerator. There was no food in the refrigerator. It was bare. I saw a bowl of green moldy peaches and a bottle of ketchup in the refrigerator. That was all that was there. Ketchup, green peaches. I had the peaches. You look in the New York Giants cupboard these days, it is bare. No Darren Waller. He's on IR. No Tyrod Taylor. He's on IR.
He's still in the hospital.
They got Danny DeVito, though.
The cupboard's bare.
He's 5'1".
The offense is last in the NFL. Cowboys have got to prove they can. They're kind of like, I think of them like the Miami Dolphins. They got to prove that they can beat a strong team. Miami has not been a winning team since week 2 of last year. Cowboys are nearly the same situation. When they come up against a bully, they come up short. It was a great game last week, but they didn't have enough. They got a kicker. That Autry is 19 for 19 in field goals now. And that's it. I'm not going to miss any field goals. I'm picking Dallas.
I think this might be the time to get Mr. Pollard back in the groove because he's not been in one. You're right, Michael. I think the Giants might get shut out here. The Cowboys.
I gotta clean.
You okay, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just sitting back. I saw something about my microphone right there. I didn't know there was something wrong. Keith is taking the Cowboys, and you're not going to believe what Rob's going to do. I am not that damn drunk. Cowboys 37, Giants 12. There's no way in
You're
hell
going to give them points?
Look at that. Oh, my gosh.
Disgraceful.
All right, next game is the Washington Commanders. They're flying 3 time zones, going to Seattle. Washington is 4-5. Seattle is 5-3, and they will have the 12th man there.
So Brissett helping signal in the plays. 2nd down and 10. Here's Howell going deep to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Dodson.
Hal's finding Johan Dodson from Penn State. I was reading a crazy post. I think it was on Facebook. They were talking about how Mahomes is not the best quarterback. You hear these discussions once in a while. Somebody said Sam Howell is the best quarterback because of the way he's played. The last 2 weeks. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when Sam Howell leads the Commanders to 5 straight NFC championships, then you could start talking about Sam Howell with Patrick Mahomes. But anyway, next game is Washington at Seattle. Who's first on this one?
Tim, I think.
Tim?
Yeah, sure. This is not a fun one to try to pick because the Seahawks are going to be all type of pissed off, and then you wonder if the high, a little bit of a high coming from the Commanders. The key would be, I guess, if the Seahawks can control the running game, then I think they can win this game. Because Geno Smith has looked terrible the last couple of weeks.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I'll take the 12th man at home. I'll take the Seahawks.
Rob?
Keith takes the Seahawks. Now's when I actually do jump off a cliff, and I do take my chances here. I really do. I think the better quarterback in this ball game is Howell. He's played well the last couple of weeks. He's done all right. He's not been bad. And guess what? I'm hearing that the guy that went to the Niners was more of a hindrance in the locker room. So that was as much of the reason they got rid of him as play.
Sweat?
No,
the other one.
Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Oh,
Chase Young. They wanted to get rid of him because he was just a problem in the locker room. Hey, they played well last week. I thought they came out. I watched them play from start to finish. They caused a couple of turnovers. They tightened up when they had to. 29-28. Washington finds a way to win. I don't know. I think they win.
Michael?
Hello, Pete. Yeah, listen, did you bring your team back? Yeah, I know they never left the airport. Are they back to practice? Uh-huh. Yeah, Washington's got no defensive line right now, so maybe Geno can run a little bit. Uh-huh. Yes, I'll talk to you. Chomp on your gum. All right? Yeah. Anyway, the Seahawks never came back, never flew to Baltimore, so they're back. Washington's not bad at all. Seattle needs this game just as much as the Commanders do. And what's the big difference? The 12th man. Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Mike and Tim on this. I think that Seattle will control the running game with Kenny Walker, and the 12th man will be a help. They still got DK Metcalf and still got Tyler Lockett. I think it's going to be a good game, but I just don't think there's enough left on the defensive line for Washington to stop Seattle's running game. I'm picking Seattle. That puts Rob on an island.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Now you got to root for your buddy Ron. At least he's got wins. Not Brian.
Okay, the New York Jets are.
Oh, here we go.
And the Jets are going to Las Vegas, who are 5-4.
The best starting field position for the Raiders at the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot. And he's got Trey Tucker out there. Tucker diving, and he makes the catch.
Aiden O'Connell bringing back memories of the Mad Bomber, Daryl LaMonica. Anybody remember him throwing the ball down?
I do.
The name's familiar. Never saw him play.
Number 3.
I watched him play a lot. I'm an old geezer, old as dirt.
Yeah, you watched enough of those games.
Oh, Chiefs, Raiders. I think, Rob, you're first.
Keith is taking the Raiders in this game. Man, I'll tell you what, the Jets let you down every time you pick them. They have for me this year. They're favored in this game, too. I don't see it. I'm sorry. They were 2.5-point favorites Sunday morning. They may not be now. I'm taking the Raiders in this ballgame, 26-20. I don't care who they start. I think they're a better team.
Michael?
You know, you heard all the stories about why McDaniel got fired and how they argued about Jimmy G and didn't have to sign him. But did these bookies watch the Jets last night? I didn't, and I knew going in that it was going to be a disaster. Oh, they stink so bad, and they're going to see the Raiders. There are going to be so many Raider fans, and the Jet fans are going to have green paper bags on their head. They are going to be the most embarrassed football team of the week. Give me the Raiders.
My son and I used to have this digital football game, early digital football game that somebody tampered with, and they took Derek Thomas of the Chiefs and they made him a little miniature figure, like about a third of the size of the rest of the players, and they had him playing like Superman. I was watching the Jets last night, and they're trying to patch together this offensive line. They got a right tackle that's too small. He's listed as 6'5", 313. He's not 6'5", 313. Every time Wilson stepped back to pass, Joey Bosa was pushing that guy in his lap every time.
Why did you watch that disaster?
I fell asleep about the third quarter and gave it up.
You could have fell asleep after the first quarter. I watched WWC, baby, WWC. That was more exciting.
This is a repeat of last year for the Jets. They did their two offensive linemen get hurt. They only have Vera Tucker. I think their center's hurt, and now they can't block. They cannot protect their passer, and they weren't helping the guy. I mean, Salah was just standing there watching it. They weren't chip blocking Bosa. They weren't helping.
Yeah. Great, good, Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy says I'll go out and play right tackle. I could probably do that.
He could probably play right tackle better.
The Raiders are rejuvenated. Nobody liked Josh McDaniel. They do like Antonio Pierce. I don't know if you saw that clip of them after they won last week, all lighting up cigars in the locker room. That was a happy bunch. Devontae Adams, after getting only one catch, he was a happy guy. And forgive me for digressing here, but the Patriot way is just not working in the NFL. It's not working. Going back to Romeo Cornell, who once coached the Chiefs, Charlie Weiss.
And the Browns.
Charlie Weiss, Joe Judge.
Weiss, yeah.
The Patriot way is like a strict, old school, tough way, but it lacks relationships with the players. And I think that's the biggest problem. The Raiders players hated McDaniel. And then when he saw that, in the middle of the game last week, he just gave up. He was the OC also. He literally stopped calling plays in the middle of the game. Somebody else had to call the plays. And then that was it. They fired him. I don't think McDaniel will ever get hired as a head coach again. He might
find a way.
He might get an OC job, but now as a head coach. Looks like the Raiders are pretty much liking this Aiden O'Connell. I think he's starting again. And he's got an arm. I'm picking Las Vegas. Tim?
Yeah, pretty much the Jets will be they take a craps term, 0.7 out. They might get some points, and then they're done.
Yep.
And that will mean that the Raiders will score more points than that. So, yes, give me the Raiders.
Rob?
Already went.
Yeah.
And you took Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yep, me and Keith both took them.
All right, the Monday night game is the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yes. Another crap game.
Buffalo Bills. Denver Broncos are 3-4. It's supposed to be 34 and snow in Buffalo. Buffalo is 5-4. Who's first on this game?
Me.
Michael.
Me. Oh, Sean. You have to shuffle off to Buffalo and deal with Josh Allen. Thank God Josh Allen played in the cold area, Wyoming. And Russell Wilson, where's Ciara? Do you think Ciara will show up in a cold weather game? No. The Bills are playing to try to catch the fish, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They could beat up on the Belichicks or whatever, but they gotta do a number in this game against the Broncos. And I think all the Bills Mafia is going to get pissed off if they don't win. So let's go with the Mafia. Give me the Bills.
Tim?
Don't skip you for last.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm next. Denver Broncos have won 2 straight games. They're on a winning streak.
Oh!
Holy cow! They're going to bring a better running game to Buffalo than Buffalo has. Buffalo has no running game. They ran the ball 8 times last week, and anytime Murray's in the game, I think Murray carried the ball twice, but he's a good blocking back, so you kind of know it's a pass.
0, right?
Murray's in the game. It's probably going to be a pass. Denver's got some very good linebackers. That Jewell really did a number on Kelsey when we played him. And I'm looking forward to watching Surtain match up with Stephon Diggs. That's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be very enlightening. If Buffalo doesn't beat Denver, that's going to be very telling. I think Buffalo's going to bounce back. I'm picking Buffalo.
Yeah, I would say Buffalo's got to bounce back. They've gone milk carton the running game's still on a milk carton. They haven't shown up yet for the majority of the season, but they'll figure out a way. I'll take the Bills and probably a game. Is there a Manning cast? Because that may be the best thing. Maybe they'll have Arnold back and have him feed his donkey in the living room.
I'll stick with wrestling.
Rob?
Keith picks the Bills. Bye. That ain't gonna do no good. They're gonna lose by the same score they won the last game by. How about that? I'm gonna twist it around on 24-9. The Bills win 24-9. So how about that?
All right, everybody is taking Buffalo. That concludes our NFL games, but it's time to get out the locks box.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Let's see from last week. Yep.
Let's see.
Who's your first team you got?
Brian had Cleveland.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that was an easy wash away.
Tim had the Chargers.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding,
That
ding,
was
ding.
not even a game.
These first two weren't a game.
No.
Rob had the
Rams. Yeah, I was the only one to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of ran out of picks for me last week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, you had the
The Raiders.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Mhm.
Ding, 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 ding.
And let's see, Harris had
Ravens.
the Ravens.
The Ravens were there.
That's their old logo. And let's see, New Orleans. Keith had
the Saints. Everybody got it but me. So it looks like I get to go first this week.
First.
I like that. Oh boy. Where are they at when I always take you the Chiefs, but they're on their bye, aren't they?
Yep, they're not going to lose. You can take the Chiefs, they ain't losing.
I promise you, I won't take the Chiefs. I'll take the Cowboys against the Giants. I think that's going to be a blowout. Absolute blowout.
Yeah, that would be the first choice.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first choice anyway.
We'll put the Cowboys in the locks box. Let's go clockwise. Is that okay, Tim?
That's fine. Let's see here.
Well, we're going counterclockwise if you go.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Michael.
Me? Oh, it's hard. There's about 2 or 3 games I can choose from. I think I am going to go with the Los Angeles Superchargers.
Whoa. You didn't even take them.
Oh, I didn't. You're right. You're right. I didn't take them.
You took the Lions against the Chargers.
I'm mixing up my teams. You know what? I've been ragging on them for 2 weeks, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to rag on them. I forget. This is where my memory is killing me. Hold on a sec. I'm holding on. It's either this one or this one.
Mike, you took your Panthers. You took your Colts. I know who I want. I'm just trying to. You took your Packers. You took your Niners. You took your Vikings. You took your Bengals. You took your Buccaneers. You took your Lions.
No. I can go back. That's right. I can go back to them, can I?
Sure.
I'm going to go back and stay with the Raiders.
Raiders?
To beat the most embarrassing team in the league.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Raiders, Jets. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where Zach Wilson will throw for -2 yards.
That's what I was looking at. They gave up 8 sacks, and Max Crosby had 3 sacks himself last week.
Max is
now Brian's
drooling right now.
Yeah,
Brian's got to dig deeper into the sack.
I'm looking at the Indianapolis New England game, but when there's so much talk about is Belichick going to get fired if he loses his game, the players don't like him. They may facilitate that, or if they want to save his job, they may play over their heads. So it's hard to figure a game like that. I'm liking the Detroit Lions over the Chargers. I think they're too physical for the Chargers. I think it's going to be a game that's kind of looked like when the Chiefs played the Chargers. I take Detroit.
And thank you for leaving me the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Yeah, with the Broncos. Yeah.
I'm afraid of that game. I'm afraid of that game.
I don't think there's nothing to be afraid of. It's kind of like before you jump into a pool of water. As long as it's not a shark there, you're fine. And there's no.
Okay.
Now it's going to be sharks and buffaloes. So they'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, that's our 4 picks. You got the Buffalo Bills. Let me get them in the box.
No fish this week. No Chiefs this week. No tech. Oh.
You just go do top 10 football?
Yeah, top 10.
The best starting field position for the Raiders at the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot, and he's got Trey Tucker out there.
That was an accident, guys. We already saw that.
Yippee.
Play.
Yippee.
First, on the top 10s, I'll just introduce the game and then we'll talk about it real quick.
Okay, I'll be quick.
Start with Tim every time. Just roll with Tim.
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's look at Michigan State at Ohio State. Ohio State is ranked number 1. Let's see. Ohio State's 9-0. Michigan State is 3-6. This game's on NBC at 6:30 on Saturday. Michigan State, they beat Nebraska last week, 20-17. They got a running back, Nate Carter, 659 yards. Jaden Mangram leads their defense with 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery. Ohio State is still number 2 on defense. They're only giving up 10 points per game. Linebacker Tom Eichenberg is leading them. I am picking Ohio State, and they beat Rutgers. They kind of have a tough game with Rutgers first few quarters.
They gave them a game for about 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, about 2.5 quarters.
Yeah.
I'm picking Ohio State.
It takes a while for them. For some reason, this is not a, high fueled offense, even though they've got 2 really good receivers. I would love to see them get in the mid-30s for this game, but we'll see. I don't see Michigan State scoring more than 7, possibly, so I'll take the Buckeyes.
Rob?
Keith his lock of the week, if you want to go back to locks.
Oh, yes.
Keith gave it to me. He said the Ravens. He likes the Ravens. And he also likes Ohio State in this ball game. Tim liked them too, right?
Yes.
Nothing not to like here. 38-7. Ohio State rolls. They go down 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then they'll score 38.
That sounds about right. They're a very slow starter.
Michael?
And where are they playing this game? In Columbus, right?
Yep.
How many Ohio State fans are going to be in Columbus? 98, 99,000. How many Michigan State fans will be there? 1,000. Ohio State destroys them.
They do have to allot certain things for the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destroys them.
Like Richie Cunningham said, the band. Happy Days. They didn't have the name. The band.
Ooh. Okay, the next game is the Ole Miss. They're 8-1 and ranked number 10. This game will be at 6 o'clock on ESPN. Georgia is number 2. They are 9-0. Ole Miss has a quarterback named Jackson Dart, who's thrown for 2,400 yards passing, about 66%. Quishon Judkins is their main running back, 793 yards, 8.5 yards per carry. They beat Texas A&M last week in a high-scoring game. It was close, 38-35. Georgia is led by Carson Beck, 72%, 27-16, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His main 2 targets are Lovett, he used to go to Missouri, and McConkey. And Tyke Smith is their best defender, 4 interceptions. I watched that Missouri game last week, and it was a pretty good game. Missouri had their chances until they threw 2 fourth-quarter interceptions. He was trying to throw the ball away on one play and got hit as he threw it, and was intercepted by a lineman. And that marked the end of Missouri's threat to beat Georgia. I am picking Georgia in this game.
If it was in Ole Miss, I would seriously think about taking Ole Miss, but I'll take the Dogs at home.
Rob?
Keith takes Georgia. I think Georgia had their chance of getting beat last week against Missouri. I think Missouri is a better team than Ole Miss. It's going to be close. I think they're going to get a little scared. 37-31, Georgia.
And here's another game. Georgia's at home. How many Georgia fans are going to be there? I'd say about 78, 79,000 people. How many fans from Mississippi are going to show up? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 2,000 people. Georgia is, until further notice, the best team in the country.
When's the last time Georgia lost a home game?
20. Oh, let's see. 2019 or 2020.
2019.
Yeah. So way back here. Yeah.
1990 something.
1990.
All right, next game is Michigan going to Penn State. Michigan's 9-0. They're rated third. This game's on Fox, 11 o'clock Central Time. Penn State is 8-1. They're ranked 11. Michigan hasn't really played anybody. They beat Purdue last week, 41-13.
Oh, did they?
They got OSU coming up in 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. Michigan's got to play Ohio State.
In 10 days? Okay.
Yeah. So J.J. McCarthy, he's only lost one game he started. I think he's better than Drew Allar. Penn State, when they get to the, I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're a great team. They beat Miami last week, 51-15. Offense is sixth in the land. Their defense is third. Michigan's defense is first. And I don't think there's anybody in the NCAA that has the offensive line that Michigan has. I like KU's offensive line, but Michigan's is better. I'm picking Michigan to beat Penn State.
By the way, the last Georgia home loss, October 12th, 2019, when South Carolina beat Georgia.
See, there wasn't 19 in it.
Yeah, but not 19, not the decade when I was mostly in high school. Harbaugh will keep this train rolling. If it's within 4 touchdowns, I'll be shocked. Michigan.
Rob?
Keith took Michigan. You know what? I actually think it's game of the week as far as college goes. I'm gonna try to watch it if I can. I may go play some golf. We'll see what happens. 20-18, Michigan wins a last-second field goal. How about that?
We're all on.
Well,
Michael.
I wonder if Penn State's going to have a whiteout game.
It's not at night, so it probably
no. So it's not at night. Well, let's put it this way: the security better check on the Michigan people and their binoculars, so they can snoop. Or they gotta watch people getting into disguises. They'll get a Michigan assistant coach and dress him up as a Penn State cheerleader.
He's
to the coach and get all the signs and the signals and stuff like that. I am gonna go on the island. I don't know why. I think Michigan's gonna look ahead to OSU. And
that's 2 weeks away, by the way. They got Rutgers
don't matter. It's a Penn State crowd.
No, not wait. Hold on. That's Penn State that plays Rutgers next week. My bad.
Yeah, it's 10 days. I think they play Ohio State.
It doesn't matter. I am going on the island. Go Nittany.
Yeah, and Harbaugh has got to go before the Big Ten another time now. He may be facing another suspension for the end of the year.
Yeah, Jimmy H.
Yep.
Jimmy H. Maybe
they may for what they did. They may make them vacate their wins.
That's what I've been hearing that too.
For the last 2 years.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if they beat Ohio State
and they can't go to the bowl game?
And then they can't go to a bowl game, and nobody from the Big Ten go. Wouldn't that be some stuff?
The only thing I'm saying is the Big Ten needs to make up their mind before the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, they don't need to wait till the Big Ten championship.
And to say that Harbaugh, some people are saying, well, maybe Harbaugh didn't know about it. When I was the athletic director, one time we had a couple of our Netty players go show up at a rival school's practice to watch them practice. So I'm getting phone calls within 2 hours by the time that practice was done saying, what in the world? Okay, we didn't know about it. My head coach didn't know about it. I didn't know that. It's just something they did on their own. But I'll guarantee you, if they've been doing this for 2 years, Harbaugh knows about it.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't keep doing it for 2 years if they weren't getting benefit from it.
Right.
And if you get benefit from it, Harbaugh would know about it.
It's going to be the Big 8. Wait till the Big 18 next year.
Big 18.
What? How many teams are going to be in that? How many teams in that conference next year?
They could technically be Conference USA if they're going to stretch from East Coast to West Coast. They could be
that's true.
Conference USA.
All right, the next game, Miami is 6-3. This is going to be 2:30 on ABC. They got to play Florida State, 9-0, ranked number 4 in the country. Miami is coming off a thumping. Oh, wait a minute.
Miami of Ohio is who played.
Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah, Miami of Ohio. They played NC State. Still lost 20-6 to NC State. Tyler Van Dyke is their quarterback, 2,000 yards passing, but a lot of interceptions. He's thrown 11 picks, 16 touchdowns. Florida State, I think they're a special team this year. If Michigan gets bounced because of the scandal, I mean, you're looking at Florida State, and Florida State may make the championship series anyways. It is if they don't stumble. I'm picking Florida State in this game.
Yeah, I still think that the Fighting Crystal Balls are not going to be fighting much in this game. I'll take Florida State big.
Rob?
Keith is taking Florida State. I tell you what, this is always a game where Miami shows up. I don't care who they've got coaching. It just seems like they always try to pull it out. They always try to pull it out. And you know what? This is the one time I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt to Florida State. But it's going to be a tight one. 31-28, Florida State. Close one.
Michael?
God. 2 Florida teams. No, this is what you need. Because it's going to be, this ain't the Atlanta Braves.
Or the Chiefs.
Or the Chiefs.
There was a lot of tomahawk chops in Germany. That's it.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm trying to turn it off there. There it is.
Okay.
Florida State, big.
So you lost the camera feed on the helmets, by the way, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because the thing died. I forgot to plug it in. Things like that happen.
Or you can show them to us on your camera. It does not matter.
It does not matter.
You're
The
fine.
next game
You
we
may
got
have helmets. I got theme songs.
Utah at Washington.
Washington and Utah.
This game is at Washington. Utah is 7-2. They're ranked 18th. 2:30 on Fox Central Time. Washington is 9-0, and they're ranked number 5. Michael Penix is still rolling along, 69%. He's now over 3,000 yards, passing 3,226 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. They got a running game as well. Dylan Johnson, 686 and 6.1 yards. They got receivers there. Both their top receivers, I watched them. Roma Dunze, almost 1,000 yards, and Jalen Polk, 888 yards. They're outstanding. Utah they beat Arizona State last week, 55-10. That's not a surprise. Quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns, Barnes, last week. Jaquindon Jackson's their running back. They've got a linebacker who has 11.5 sacks and 15.5 TFLs. And that guy's name is Jonah Ellis. So I'd be looking forward to watching him play if I watch some of that game. Washington's defense is not great. They're like 48th in the country. So I think, but on the other hand, Utah's offense is not overwhelming. Their defense is strong. So I'm going to go with Penix. I'm going to pick Washington.
Yeah, I'll go with Washington as well.
Keith went with Washington. Man, I'll tell you what, Utah hasn't had their starting quarterback all year, have they? I don't think they have.
Let's see.
I don't think he played one down for him this year. I think
this might be their backup Bryson Barnes, but he got, like I said, he threw 4 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, they're
also against Arizona State though.
The regular guy that they had last year that got hurt.
Rising.
Yeah, Rising and played.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters here. I think this week the Heisman gets won by the kid from Washington. 44-28, Washington wins, and they sew up the Heisman for him. They may not sew up a Big Ten championship, but they sew up the Heisman.
Michael?
Yeah, Phoenix is Felix the cat. Who cares? He's just unreal. I think this could be a bigger blowout than the Jet game. Washington.
We're all on Washington Huskies. Next game is the USC Trojans. Or actually, I don't need to put that up there. I put it up here. At SC Trojans at Oregon. USC is 7-3. They're ranked 20. And this game is at 9:30 p.m. Central Time on Fox. Oregon is 8-1, and they are ranked number 6. I think after this week, USC falls out of the top 25. Caleb Williams' numbers are still good. 69%, 2,958 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. His main target is Taj Washington. I think you're right about the Heisman. I think Caleb Williams has kind of played out. He got stuck with a defense that just refuses to tackle anybody. I mean, it's a joke watching that defense. So I'm picking Oregon. High scoring, but I'm picking Oregon.
Yeah, I'll take Oregon over the University of Swiss cheese.
You calling that? That's even better.
Yeah, Keith takes Oregon. Yeah, they score last. I don't think they're going to get blowed out, but Oregon wins. Another tight game, 44-37.
Michael? Mike froze.
Mike. It's up to you, Mike.
I know. Oregon versus Usk. You know, I love saying Usk. Usk is going down the toilet. Do you know, here's a did you know, they're picking in the games on the ESPN, 85% are picking the Quackers. 15% are picking Usk. Why fight it? Usk is going to get destroyed because Oregon's home, and too badly don't have to put on the duck hat or ride on the motorcycle or nothing like that. Give me Oregon over the Usk.
By the way, the over-under in that game, 73.5.
73.5, they'll score 80 points.
I said 81, so I'll go over.
Yeah, I would take the over on that as well.
Take the over.
Next game is the Texas Longhorns hosting going to Texas Christian University.
Yeah, they're going to TCU.
Yes, they're going to Fort Worth.
Texas is 8-1. They're ranked 7th in the country. They're playing TCU, who is 4-5. 6:30. It's an evening game on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Texas has been playing a pretty tough schedule. They beat Kansas State last week 33-30 in overtime. Watched that game, and I think Texas is lucky to survive that game. let's see. There were just some bad decisions there in overtime. First of all, in overtime, why didn't he kick the field goal instead of trying to go for fourth and whatever? I think it was 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And he could have tied it with a field goal. Holy cow. I just couldn't believe he took that risk because they had Kansas State had all the momentum. They outscored Texas 16-6 in the fourth quarter and overtime. But he took that big risk and it blew up in his face. So Texas survived. TCU, I don't think will be a challenge to them. TCU beat Texas, or they lost to Texas Tech last week, 35-28.
Yep.
They're 58 on offense, 59 on defense. TCU is not even close to the team they were last year. I'm taking Texas to bounce back. That defensive line on Texas is outstanding, maybe the best defensive line in the country. Tim?
Sorry, the big kind of I had to cover my mouth was I'm looking at the election results for issue 1, which is a big one for us. The one side is getting destroyed. So,
what's it on?
rather not discuss while we're on the air.
I got you.
But no, yeah, I guess TCU is not quite the team they were. I guess maybe a time that Texas maybe learns to not look ahead or look past an opponent. I'll take the Longhorns.
I'm not sure they were looking ahead on Kansas State. Kansas State played them nose to nose. They really could have won that game. I know they got off to a slow start, but all the momentum was on their side. Rob?
Keith's taking Texas. I'm taking them too, but not by as many as a lot of people likes. I think TCU is going to give them a tough game. Maybe a look ahead game for Texas here, 28-24. Texas squeaks one out.
Mike?
I kind of agree with Rob on that one. I think TCU is going to get off to a hot start, but then they don't have defense, and then Texas will find a way to run around them and throw a couple of touchdowns. I think Texas will win the game, but it's going to be close.
No, Quint Ewers will be back yet?
Ewers, I think, has got one more week, and then he comes back, I think.
Yeah, Malik Murphy, the guy who played last week, he was amazing the first quarter and a half. He couldn't miss a pass, but after that, he went cold, and they had to count on their running game, and they got a running game. Texas does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Only one more top 10 game, right?
Yep.
2 more: Alabama, Kentucky.
Okay, I got you.
Yep, Alabama and Kentucky. This game is
there another game besides that one?
West Virginia and Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Alabama is 8-1. They're ranked 8th in the country, and Kentucky is 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Milroe's getting better. I think a little, each week. He's becoming a credible quarterback, not like Bryce Young was for him, but he's going to be pretty good. Remahan Davis has 903 yards rushing, and they got a defensive back, Maxwell Harrison, who has 5 interceptions. I'm talking about Kentucky. Larry's their quarterback, only 50% passing, 57%. For Alabama, Dallas Turner is, I think, their best defensive player. He might be like a number 1 draft pick. 7 sacks, 10.5 tackles for loss. I'm picking Alabama to beat Kentucky.
Yeah, I see Saban and them just asserting dominance over Kentucky.
I'm thinking this is one of Saban's best coaching jobs this year. He has brought that team a long ways. Rob?
Keith is taking Alabama. Rob is, 44-17 taking Alabama. I like this as an ass whipping.
And Mike?
Oh, and not only is he doing a great job coaching, he's doing a fantastic job doing those Affleck commercials with his buddy Primetime. Give me Alabama.
All right, last game. Last game is the West Virginia is at Oklahoma. West Virginia is 6-3. This game is an evening game at 6 o'clock on Fox. Oklahoma is 7-2, and they are ranked number 9. Oklahoma's scuffling. West Virginia is not chopped liver. They beat BYU 37-7 last week. Kind of average at quarterback. They got a running back, C.J. Johnson, 676, 4.6 average, and a defensive back named Beanie Bishop at West Virginia with 4 interceptions and 17, which is a high number of passes defended. That's one of the highest probably in the country. Dylan Gabriel is, I don't know what's going on with him. They went into the KU game, and they were pretty determined not to use him. They thought they could run the ball down KU's throat, and then they had to go to Gabriel to pass, and that didn't go well, and they lost to KU. Last week, they lost the Bedlam game to Oklahoma State, 27-24. Oklahoma's been taking some blows, and they've been playing some very difficult teams. They might be beat up, but I'm not ready to pick West Virginia. I'm taking Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm not ready to take the Mountaineers either in this game. I'll take the Sooners.
I'm going to find out who Keith took here. I don't have this one.
I like the Sooners coach, Brett Venables. And then Drake Stoops, one of their wide receivers, is the son of Bob Stoops. He's got 52 catches, 528 yards.
Keith didn't give me anything about Oklahoma and West Virginia.
Well, if he's still on the chat, maybe he can give us.
If you're still around, Keith, send me that one. West Virginia, Oklahoma.
Just put it in the chat.
You know what? I'm going to upset. I'm going to Mountaineers. I think they win this one outright, 37-35. I'll take West Virginia.
Michael?
And oh, my darling, West Virginia, poor Pat, his team's going to get blown out. Oklahoma is going to run around, and they're going to beat them. I think it's in Morgantown.
Nope,
Give me the Sooners.
It's in Norman.
It's in Norman.
Right?
Yeah, it's a woman.
By the way, the Country Roads was well perceived in Germany. There was a bunch of fans.
Yes, it
I
was.
saw that.
I guess that's some kind of a tradition. And I think maybe they used to sing it when they had that minor league there.
Oh, the Rhine Fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our defensive coordinator, Spagnola, used to coach there. He was the DC.
They mentioned that on the broadcast last week.
Yeah, he said he wished he kept one of those jerseys. He didn't. He wasn't sure he had one.
But give me the Sooners anyway.
I thought that was a fun stadium in Germany. I thought that the whole show was really good out there in Germany.
I don't have Keith's pick, but if I do get it, I'll send to Brian before the weekend.
Okay.
He's taking Oklahoma. He put it in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, he's taking Oklahoma. Okay, I'm on the island. I'll take it.
Well, guys, that takes care of the show. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Hey, don't forget, there's a bunch of new managers in baseball.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell's getting paid by 2 teams, and now if David Ross switches over to the Brewers, he can get paid by the same 2 teams. How about that?
Is that
Wait a minute,
official?
Ross got the Brewers job?
Is that official?
No, but Ross is supposed to interview for it's what I've heard.
Oh, okay.
Coming soon to Fox, manager swap.
Cleveland got Stephen
And
Vogt.
then the Mets got screwed over because they wanted counsel.
Yeah.
The Guardians hired Stephen Vogt. What do you think of that?
Stephen Vogt. Oh my God, Tim, what's your thought about that?
Well, I will say this: the trend is to have the younger managers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that he's played, he's going to keep the clubhouse light. The issue that will always be is they don't hit the long ball. We saw what happened in this playoffs. The teams that hit the long ball are the teams that win.
Right. But don't forget what position he played.
Yeah, well, they'll pick up some players this all season. They're going to get some players.
I hope
Base,
so.
outfield, catcher.
Cleveland's going to buy a little
Catchers.
bit. They'll buy something.
And Bochy exercised his 24.
Okay.
option.
Yeah.
So he'll be there for 24 and possibly 25.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, thanks for watching. Tune us in again next Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Please, Giants, score a point.